Hello, the Cambridgeshire town of March spent £3,500 on a Christmas tree this year, um, but to the dismay of those who were in charge of the erecting of it, it couldn't be put up in any way other than not straight. It is in fact a wonky Christmas tree. But the town council officials decided to go ahead with it anyway, as long as it was safe. And so there the tree is. And initially it attracted a lot of criticism from local townspeople. But gradually, as people began to photograph it and it went on social media and so on, it took off. And has become quite a feature, and people come to March in order to see it, and people are copying it, and there seems to be something of a fashion for wonky Christmas trees this year. Certainly in March a number of people are imitating their town's tree with those in their own home by setting them up crooked. And it's interesting the way in which this has become something which is a bit of publicity for the town. So the initial opprobrium that the tree attracted is now turned into delight, because people feel this has given the town a new lease of life, it's given it some character, and the original image of March as a rather ordinary place with not much happening has now turned it into a place where people want to come and visit, and where the locals are proud of their wonky Christmas tree. And it made me think about all the ways in which something that's not quite normal can brighten up our lives. And if they bring a smile to us, even better. This is what happened to March. It's become a place now which is no longer ordinary. It's got a character of its own, and the locals are proud of it. And I think sometimes when we go through life, things can be pretty routine, sometimes pretty ordinary, not always anything terribly different or interesting about one week and the next. But I think when something does happen to us, or we experience something, we see something that is slightly amusing, slightly interesting, slightly off-key, something just to make us smile, we delight in those things which are different. And I just thought that could be celebrated today. But the other thing I think that is worth celebrating about the wonky Christmas tree is a comment made by one of the local residents who said about the way in which it had just taken off in social media, that here was an acceptance by society of that which is imperfect, that which is flawed, becoming accepted and indeed delighted in. And she said, our Christmas tree is a imperfect perfection. And I think that we need perhaps to take this attitude to ourselves sometimes. We need just to recognise that we are flawed, we make mistakes, and sometimes we can get quite cross with ourselves, quite worried about it. We don't forgive ourselves very easily. But I think we just need to see that in our imperfections is the full richness of who we are, the perfection of our personalities. Not that we should encourage those things in our lives that we feel we shouldn't be engaging in, or are not perhaps very sociable and kind to others. Obviously, they shouldn't be encouraged, but not to worry when they happen, because it's all part of who we are. And if we can accept ourselves as we know God accepts us and loves us, then I think we're on the way to making lives happier, not only for ourselves, but for those around us.